So I'm here in Des Moines, or actually Normandy Park now, right? In the new office of Dr. Genie Markwell. And I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek into what we're going to be talking about in our theme, in our seminar for the month of October, the cancer-free lifestyle. And so the speaker that we invited to come and share with us is Dr. Genie Markwell. And so I wanted to introduce you guys to her and actually let you hear a little bit about her story and also what she's going to talk about. So if you wouldn't mind, I chose you for a very specific reason to share on this topic. Would you mind sharing just a snippet about your story with people?
Sure. Well, as Dr. Collins said, I am a chiropractor. And when I was in chiropractic school back in the 90s, I became pregnant with my first child and just started having a lot of issues with the pregnancy and severe headaches and different symptoms that really didn't match morning sickness or normal pregnancy symptoms. And it turns out I had developed a pituitary tumor. And that was my first incidence with cancer. Because I was pregnant, the traditional options for treatment weren't available to me, and I was forced to seek other alternatives. And I'm so thankful that that was the case, because it really opened my eyes to the fact that there were alternatives. And through that process, got through it, ended up delivering a healthy, natural baby, and went on from there, thinking that, man, I kicked cancer, and it was great. Fast forward a few years, I was dealing with a lot of stress and very busy competing as a fitness competitor, following a very strict regimented diet, working out extensively, all things that I thought were very, very healthy for me. And in natural terms, they are healthy in terms of eating healthy and working out and that sort of thing. But I had this ongoing back pain, and as a chiropractor, that was really hard for me to understand and deal with. I was getting adjusted, I was having massage, and my body still continued to put these signals out that there was something wrong. And finally went in to see the female doctor, thinking that maybe I had endometriosis or something like that, and it turns out that I was dealing with my second round of cancer. And so I went through the process and understand the decisions that people face and the emotions that go with that and the challenges, both to my personal philosophy about life and health, and it allowed me to really dig into my priorities. But also it gave me the opportunity to revisit what my options are, because in my previous experience, I didn't have the traditional route to go through. So in my secondary experience, I was offered the traditional route and chose not to take it. And through that process, I dealt with it naturally for a year and did well with it. And then came to a point where I actually felt a little bit arrogant, quite frankly, that chiropractic kicks some serious cancer, B-U-T-T. And in terms of also living a healthy lifestyle. But through that process and slipping on some of the habits that I had instated and not fully having an understanding of how our immune system worked and what was happening, the cancer came back. And at that point, mentally, I knew that I couldn't fight it the same. And that was a huge, huge difference for me. And so at that point, I did opt to have a medical treatment to help me get through it. But in that process, and that it was a big wake-up call for me to dig a little bit deeper and find out what is it that causes this, how does our immune system and our nervous system function to overcome it, and what can I do to best support the people that are in my circle and outside of my circle so that they don't have to go through it with the same fear and confusion or even ignorance in terms of what is happening with their body and what they can do to move through it and work above it without having to take a traditional medical route if that's their choice. So,
right on. Well, since that's something that you're so passionate about now, what are, if you could, just give us 2 or 3 topics that you're going to talk about?
Well, first we're going to discuss what cancer is and how it happens, how it forms within the body. Second, we're going to talk about some facts around the cancer industry and the medications that are recommended or the procedures that are recommended to have a better understanding of that. And then we're going to talk about some solutions and alternatives of ways that you can not only prevent it from happening, but in the event that it does happen to you or someone close to you, knowing and having tools and resources available to you so that you can make better informed choices when you get to that place, if by chance you do, which statistically 1 out of 2 men do and 1 out of 3 women. So it's really important to have those tools and resources handy for you to make those decisions in an empowered and a very informed way. So that's what I'm looking to provide.
Right on. I'm looking forward to that very much. Thank you
Yeah,
for that.
sure.
This is going to be man, I should have looked at the date before we started. October 23rd this time around. So that's a Thursday night. We'll be eating at 6:30. We're going to have Maven food again. You're welcome. We're going to have some meals at 6:30, so come and break bread with us. And then at 7 o'clock, Jeannie will come on and share with us all of the things that we need to do. We need to educate ourselves on, both for us, our families, and moreover our community. So I hope you can make it October 23rd, 6:30. Come and eat, and we promise we'll make it a good one. Thank you.